Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, May 17th, about 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm just getting ready to head out to my first chemo appointment. I'm scared, but I'm not as terrified as I thought I would be. I'm sure once I get there, I'll be all nervous and stuff and full of anxiety. But I slept pretty good. I actually was supposed to set my alarm and I didn't, so thankfully I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. But I was like, oh, I set my alarm. I can sleep. And about 10 after 6, I was going, how come my alarm isn't going off? So anyway, I could have slept more. I can't believe it. But like I said before, in other videos, I've been staying up late. So anyway, I'm still getting about 6, 7 hours of sleep, but I'm sure that's all going to change after today. That's about it, really. When I get there, I will probably be posting videos or have Rich videotape. I'm an 80s kid. Video me because I have a feeling I'm going to be pretty loopy with the Benadryl and stuff that they're pumping into me. Hopefully I won't get sick. Hopefully, I really hope not, because that just would not be fun. Everybody's saying about 2 days after the chemo is administered that the side effects will start. So I have till Sunday. Yay! Anyway, still got a lump in my throat. I fasted after 9 p.m. last night. I did have some crackers, which weren't too bad, actually, with the whole baseball radiation thing. But anyway, that's about it for now. I'll be back. Wish me luck. And here we go, I guess. Ugh, I'm not looking forward to this next 6 months or so. Oh, well. Oh, right. I got some pretty bad news last night. A friend of mine I've known for quite a while. Well, let's just put it this way. I don't think they're going to be my friend for much longer. They weren't very nice, so I, why not kick a girl when she's down, And this sounds very horrible, but hey, terminal cancer, let's stab you in the back. Just one more thing to add on to the list, right? I know that sounds bad, but people are ruthless and not kind and cold-hearted, and I didn't do anything to this person, but they feel like somehow they've been wronged, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to get into details, and I'm not going to say who it is, but whatever. I'm going to rise above it because that's who I am. And that's it. Bye, everybody. That's a horrible way to end this whole conversation, but it is going to be over soon because I have to get going in the car. So anyway, I'm staying positive, and like I said in my blog post, I need to get rid of negative things and negative people in my life, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just glad that the true colors came out. I mean, they probably had always been there. Oh, that was a big one to get out. And I just didn't. It's not that I won't say I didn't recognize it. I probably knew it. I just ignored it because I accept people for who they are, not who they try to pretend to be. So, a lot of posers in the world. And that person is one of them. And, well, they're not in my life anymore. So that's that. I'll be nice and say, hey, but that's it. I know I shouldn't even do that, but it's not who I am. Like I said, I'm rising above it. My mom brought me up to be better. So anyway, that's that. I had to get my Cisco Jones in before I go. Mind you, Rich can always run home, bring him in the house, because he's hard to get in the house. Loves to be outside. Bugged me and bugged me and bugged me this morning to go out. So it's just like, God, just go. Anywho, staying positive. I'm smiling today. I don't feel horrid yet. I need to have a better attitude. I'm just expecting the worst because, God, you just hear that it's so bad and oh. So we'll see. I hope that I really respond well to this. And I've gotten some tips from the ladies on my, sorry, I got itchy nose, on my uterine support group. I actually talked to a lady this morning, which gave me a lot of hope. She's got mets on her lungs and her hip. She went through radiation and chemo, and now she has a very small met on her lung that is not moving, not growing, which is great. And she's been, she was deemed terminal and everything too, and she's been around for 3 years. And besides having cancer, is actually quite healthy. And she gave me some tips about the eating and all that stuff. And yeah, it was great to hear that, because that's a lot of hope. Oh, I look so tired, and I have bags under my eyes. I'm so sorry. Ugh, whatever. Soon I'll be like, no hair, bags in my eyes, circles. Anyway, that's it for now. I keep saying that, and then I keep babbling on. It's been six and a half minutes, so I'm going. Yeah, so I'll talk to you soon. I'll be all looped up, so please forgive me. And I'll be on those darn steroids, so fun times with those. Anyway, bye everybody. Peace out. Bye like a girl. Bye. Chemo. See? Yeah, okay. So we're sitting waiting in the waiting area. I'm not going to show you what that's like because there's other people here. But I did get some chemo scarves. There's those plastic tote drawer things full of hats and scarves. Look how red my face is. God, it's like I'm having an allergic reaction to something. Mr. Ryan? Huh? John Ryan? So we're just sitting here waiting for me to be called, which could happen any minute. So, oh, that one's a pretty scarf. That's pretty. It's nice, eh? I'm getting set up here. I'm freaking out. Rich is here with me. I'm terrified. It's really tough. I'm scared because they got my file mixed up. Yeah, I'm just taping it. The nurses are really great. They had that I was... Okay, so I'm hooked up. They haven't started the chemo yet, but I'm on Benadryl, which they kind of got everything mixed up. I was crying a few minutes ago because I'm scared to death. They had on my file that I was allergic to Benadryl. That scares me because I don't remember ever being allergic to Benadryl. So, yeah, I'm like, are you sure you have the right patient here? Remember I had said that before? Ow, pain in my back. So, anyway, I've taken my anti-nausea and all that stuff. What she told me is that the stuff that I'm on isn't really that bad for nausea, which is great. And it's not a really high dose either, so that's good too. I don't know what else there is, other than I'm just terrified. I'm feeling a little bit better. Maybe they gave me a sedative. I don't know, but she told me everything they gave me. The baseball in the back of my throat is killing me. Oh, she's back. No, it's okay. Continue. Okay. So, that's about it, I guess. Rich is probably going to go out and get me some tea biscuits or something from Tim Hortons, so I'll have something to eat, because I was afraid to eat because I thought I would puke. But I've been told that no, I won't. So, anyway, that's it for right now. I'll be back and I'll probably be all loopy. So Rich will have to be in control of the camera. So, bye. It's like 10:15. I'm all hooked up here. Hope you can see. See, I'm all hooked up.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just documenting. I'm all high. Can you tell? It's like, yep. I'm not too bad on it, but, you know, I might ask you the same questions over and over again, and I apologize.
I answer them over and over again.
Thanks so much. So,
Now you're up to your full rate.
okay, we'll see how it goes. Uh-oh.
All right. Do you want me to keep this closed?
Yes, please, if you don't mind.
No.
Okay, sure. So that was Kathy, my nurse. She's great. They've given me the full onslaught of the Benadryl and everything like that. So I feel a little loopy. I'm quite talkative. I have my salmon. He's been on this journey with me right from the beginning. So anyway, I'm now at my full dosage. She just came to do that, and hopefully it will go well. They started me off slowly. Sorry, I'm fixing Sam here. They started me off slowly to see how I would react, and I've done well so far. Touch wood, there isn't any, so touch wood. Now I'm at my full dosage amount. It usually takes anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes for it to start reacting. Oh, I can't get Sam. Hold on. There, I got him fixed up. My salmon. My salmon! Anyway, you can tell I'm high because I'm like talking away and being weird. So the social worker came up and saw me. Oh, right, getting back to, and my thought pattern is very bad. So they now have me on the full dosage of the paclitaxel. The Taxel. So, so social worker came up and saw me, and we got all my paperwork from last week filed into her. And we had a little visit and stuff. She's great. She so much reminds me of Angie Carr. Like, holy, I'm surprised I don't call her Angie. Anyway, fun, loving, big heart, you know, that kind of person. So, they told me I can eat, which is great because I'm really hungry. So Rich has gone off to get me some food, probably at Tim Hortons. I brought my quilt in with me to keep me warm because it can get cold. Whoops, don't want to miss salmon. Sorry about this. So anyway, yeah, so that's about it. They gave me anti-nausea, 2 anti-nausea pills. I got my Benadryl, which was 2 Benadryl pills, 1 anti-nausea, and then that was all I had to take in my mouth, and then we have the IV hooked up. And then the pharmacist also came and talked to us about, the pharmacist also came and talked to us about the 2 chemo drugs that I'm going to be taking, and they give you a calendar. They call it a calendar of when you should be dosing for your medications when you go home, which is cool. Especially the anti-nausea, they kind of build it up. So you take this one, and if that doesn't work, take the next one. If that doesn't work, then you take the mighty one. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I have a window seat, which is cool. I get to watch everybody walking and everything and look at the cars. I have magazines. Oh, I also picked up this book off the nursing station, and it's called Still by Your Side. So I'm going to read that and see what it's all about. I think it's all about your symptoms and all sorts of stuff. They're very concerned about neuropathy. Oh yeah, side effects, chemo brain, neuropathy, fatigue. Oh, this looks like it might be a really good book. Wow. Oh, wow. See, you can tell I'm high. I'm concentrating on something. I should be talking to you guys. So, I flipped out. I have a video of me flipping out, which I'll post probably with this one because I have my computer, so I'll be able to link them all together, edit them together. But yeah, I was crying. I was terrified. I was fine until I was scared this morning, but I was absolutely terrified when I came and I sat down on the bed. The nurse came and talked to me, and then she brought over the bags of stuff, and I flipped out. Yeah, I lost it big time. It was like reality is setting in. This is really happening. And it was just really overwhelming and really scary. So, she sat right down with me, and there was another nurse too who came over, saw me when I was videoing and I was crying, so she came over. They're great that way to keep you calm. My anxiety has been good today, other than when I cried, because I was so scared. I just cried, terrified. I can't explain, because I'm on the Benadryl. I'm very detailed, but I can't explain how terrified I was. Heart pounding terror. Anyway. All of it too is part of the anxiety and the panic that you're under, because you're under an extreme amount of stress and the whole business. So anyway, see? Full amount, 200. Right there. Can you see that? Oops, that's the wrong one. It's this one. And I think it's 2 hours and 54 minutes I'm on that. And the other one is my steroid. This one. Yeah, so. They're very honest with you. When you ask a question, they're very direct and honest, which is what I want. They tell it to you flat. And I think that's always good. And that's what my nurse, Kathy, had said. I'll be honest with you. You know, that I could code out during the whole treatment, not just the beginning. But because they start, excuse me, because they start it slow, yeah, your reaction, like they're watching me for reaction and stuff, and if I feel funny, I'm supposed to yell for them. So far so good. That's good. That's about it, I guess, for now. Oh gosh, it's been 7 minutes, and I probably haven't even said hardly anything, because I'm high. I feel like I'm drunk. They said this is normal. It wasn't as bad as... Oh, Honey Bunny's back with food. It's not as bad as when I went for my angiogram. Is that coffee for me? Okay. What? No, it's fine. No, I don't think I can. Is it a double-double? Or do you have sweetener in it? Oh, I might have a little taste of that, though. Just a little one. Anyway, I can. They said I can have coffee. Oh, I won't have coffee today. I'll eat, though. Anyway, the Benadryl reaction is as bad as the last time. You know, I love your hat. Anyway, that's about it. I'm going to go eat. I'll talk to you after. Bye, everybody. Peace out. Fight like a girl. Hi, everybody. It's 4 o'clock on Thursday, May 17th. Wow, I did it. I did a few things today. I got the date right without having to think, which is great. And I also did my first chemo infusion treatment. I did video all day long, all over the map, roller coaster ride, emotionally. I'll probably get emotional talking here too, because it's been a very emotional day. When we first went in and everything like that, and we're in the waiting room, and we're with all the other chemo patients and whatnot. And different people are there for different things. I didn't really talk to anyone because I was really focused in on myself, and I think I needed to be. Hi, kid. And so I just, focused in on myself and Rich, and just especially first thing in the morning. I was pretty good. Oh, honey, you have to get down off Mom. First thing in the morning, I was pretty good. Little anxious, not too bad, really. Slept well last night and the whole bit. And then they call you and you walk down to the pod, is what they call them. And you have a choice of, in my case, because I was first thing in the morning, I could take a window with a bed or a chair. Excuse me. A chair with a window, or I could have a bed without a window, but no chair. And what I mean is the chairs that you sit in, and they're like the lazy boy chairs you can sleep in and stuff, the recliners. So I took a bed by the window, and it was great because I got to see everybody walking by and walking to work, and just kept my mind busy, which, as you well know, with my anxiety, if I distract myself from the anxiety, it goes away. It's not as bad, or it's not as strong. So I watch people going to work. Look what she's wearing. Oh, that's a bright yellow dress, and isn't that pretty? And oh, blah 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 blah. Whatever. So, excuse me. I don't do well with the air in the hospital. It's all the cleaning products that they use. It really affects my lungs. And I find that when I go, it's bad. When I come back, it's bad for a few hours until I readjust to the air in my home or outside of the hospital. So, yeah, so I took the window seat, and I met my nurse, who was Kathy. I didn't put her on video because I just, I don't want to do that to anybody. This is about what I'm doing. That sounded bad. That sounded really conceited, but I'm telling you my story, and I don't mind being on camera, but other people might not. So out of respect, I don't put them on. You can hear them talking to me and stuff, but I won't physically go, oh, here, because that's just not right. So we met Kathy, and she was fantastic. Very scary, because we went over my drugs and what I'm allergic to, what I'm not. And big caution of, I'm allergic to Benadryl. And I'm like, well, where'd you get that from? So they had that on my chart, that I'm allergic to Benadryl. I'm not allergic to Benadryl. So that was scary to me, because I'm like going, excuse me, but what the hell? Again, are you sure you got the right person? Maybe I don't even have cancer. Do you know what I mean? And I've been feeling that way since the whole stent incident. So, because it's, anyway. So she had to make perfectly sure I wasn't allergic to Benadryl. And I had to think, like, last time I had Benadryl is when I went for my angiogram. And I was fine. I was loopy. And I told her that I was dizzy, like, loopy, not dizzy, but loopy. And you feel like you're floating, so you're not steady, You're not grounded. She said that's normal reaction to Benadryl. So I'm like, okay, that's all I get. I'm not like, my face doesn't droop. I get that when I have the iodine dye, the contrast dye. Whole left side of my face goes numb. My face, it looks like I'm having a stroke. And I lose my memory and stuff. So that's not a good thing. Anyway, they took me to go meet the pharmacist, because we had to make sure I'm not allergic to Benadryl. And I was like, well, what if I am? And I don't realize it, because it makes you start double thinking of, like, what the heck? So she said, oh, we have an antidote for that and stuff. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, yay. So they give me the Benadryl. I talked to a pharmacist. We make sure, and the nurse is not impressed. She's like, she's not allergic to Benadryl. So, like, people, get your shit together. So the pharmacist talks to me and says, I'm going to delete that right out of the whole computer system. And I'm just like, I have no idea why it's there, but whatever. So then we do my weight and my height. It has to be exact. Oh, dinner's ready. Yay, I'm going to eat. I'll come back. Okay, so I had something to eat. Believe it or not, it was Kraft dinner. And some vegetables and a little bit of meat. I find that it's hard to swallow meat and stuff. But anyway, I was really hungry. I have to chew everything up really, really fine, too, before I swallow it. Anyway, I find that pasta is nice and soft. It goes down quite nicely. Hopefully it won't come back up. I don't feel sick right now. Touch wood. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying is that they take me over to my bed, and I get in it, the whole Benadryl thing. We go over that again because Kathy is very adamant that wants to make sure I am not allergic to Benadryl because wow. So she sits down, she talks to me about everything that's going to happen, what to expect. She shows me the IVs and things like that and how they do it. We talk about the anti-nausea drugs, the steroids, and then the actual chemo drugs. There's two of them. Carbo, I don't know the whole carbo blah, 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 blah. And Paxil-Taxil. And so it's a carbotaxil drip that I'm getting. It's two of them. And I thought they administered them at the same time, but they don't. They administer them separately. I don't know why I would think they did them at the same time, but whatever. So into my IV, I have an anti-nausea drip. I have the steroids, and then I have, they do the Taxol first, and then the carbo second. I think that was right. So the Taxol takes about 3 hours. They start it very, very slow because the reason they do the carbo first and they start it very slowly is because of the reaction you might have, and they want to catch it so you don't basically have a heart attack or a stroke. So they start it very, very slowly for, I think it was 5 minutes, something like that. They start the drip slow. Then the next 10 minutes, they increase it, and they just slowly increase it as within the first half hour, and then by 30 minutes in, you're fully on. It's a full drip. So that was interesting. That took 3 hours. And then the carbo stuff takes 30 minutes. But the day went by really, really quickly. They would like you to eat something, have something in your stomach because of the steroids. So Rich went out and got me a Timmy sandwich thing, breakfast sandwich. So I needed the protein. Protein's very important to have, not so much the carbs, but protein and vegetables. So because of my radiation and stuff and the big baseball in my throat, that's why I had the pasta, because like I said, it's easier to go down. It's soft, nice and soft, and small bites. Anyway, and they give you the Benadryl and what was that other pill they gave me? Cheapers. I think it was another anti-nausea pill. They gave me two. Anyway, Benadryl was a pink pill, and then the other one was like a rust-colored pill. I'm pretty sure that was the anti-nausea one. Comes in a little package. And then they also give me a drip. Anyway, so they sit down and they go over everything. The pharmacist comes and sits down and goes over all your drugs and the possible side effects, why they're giving them to you, blah, 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 blah. I have a calendar, so to speak, of how to take my anti-nausea drugs, and there are 3 of them. I can't pronounce any of them. The one that I take one tonight before I go to bed. Then tomorrow I get up and I take my 2 Dex, which is the steroids, DEX, and I can't pronounce the whole name, but they call it Dex. So I take 2 Dex tomorrow morning. And if I start to feel queasy at all, I have to take the first round of anti-nausea. I try that twice. If it doesn't go away, then I get bumped up to a stronger one. And I try that twice. And if that's not working, then they give me the Kingpin. So I'm hoping all I'll need is I'm hoping I won't need any, but for the next 3 days, 2 to 3 days is when all the nausea and stuff like that happen. So tomorrow I'll be eating very lightly, Jello, just because I don't want to have that, if you're not feeling well. So some crackers too, some soda crackers, Jello. You have to get some protein powder so I can try and do smoothies. The lady who was sitting beside me told me that's a good thing to try these smoothies. I also have yogurt, and I bought some ice cream tonight. I know I'm fat as it is, but I wanted ice cream will be nice to go down. Anyway, whatever. I'm giving myself a treat. I don't care. So shut up. I don't care if I'm fat. I'm having the treat. I went through chemo today, so to hell with it. I deserve it. I worked hard. Anyway, what else? Oh, sorry. Oh, good God, I don't want to be that far up, eh? So after the Benadryl, that we go through all the talks and stuff like that, and have all that, the nurse comes over and they're constantly checking on you to make sure you're okay, and because, like I said, I had a major meltdown when we did my weight and all that stuff, and we came back. We were waiting for the pharmacist, and the nurse had gone away to go get all the drugs and stuff, and she started no, she hadn't started anything. She brought the IV pole, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I hit the cement wall. I couldn't control myself at all. I lost it big time. I cried hard. I just couldn't. Rich was right there. Boom. Like I'm right here. And the nurse came right back and sat down on the bed. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "What's going on?" And I said, "I'm just really scared. I'm terrified." And I get a little weepy because it's scary. Sorry. I said this was going to be no holds barred. It's scary, man. It's not scary after it's all said and done, but the fear you feel inside is real. It's like someone sitting there with a gun to your head, and if you say the wrong thing, they'll pull the trigger and you're gone. And that's the only way I can explain the fear, the terror that you are in at that moment. And you try to talk and you just keep crying and you can't stop. But, she sat down and she talked to me, and I was telling her about this, that, and the other thing, and she was really good. I liked her because she was no bullshit. She told it to me flat out, and she believed that, you have to be honest with these people, because if you lie to them, like, there's no trust. So I believed her. I still believe her. We found out a lot of stuff from her that was really great, and that it's not what I'm thinking it's going to be. At the end of the day, she said I did extremely well. And I don't think that she would have said that if I didn't. That I was a real trooper, and, they give you the rah-rah speech, of course, but she was really, I believed her. She said, like, the lady beside me, too, said, "Wow, you did really well today." Like, handling all the drugs and stuff. And I was like, "Really?" Because I don't know. Anyway, that made me feel good. But this morning was really, it's real. Up into the point that you're sitting there when they bring those bags of drugs. Sorry. You know in your head and your heart that it's real, it's happening. But you stay strong. It's like when I had surgery, I stayed strong right up until they wheeled me in. I was strong. Even when I came out, I was strong. This is way different. But when they bring those bags, it's scary because it's poison. And you don't know how you're going to react. You don't know if you're going to die when they start injecting you. And it's scary. Oh, shoot. So that's what it's like. Sorry, but that's what it's like. I'm all right. I'm just blogging. Rich is looking at me like, "Are you okay?" I am. It's just very emotional, and yeah. So that's the effect it had on me, obviously, because I'm in my head. I'm still kind of reliving it, and I'm crying, and so that gives you an idea of what to expect, I guess. Once they administer it and stuff like that, like I said, they do it very slowly. I think probably because I was so upset. I don't know. Or maybe that's just the way they do it because they want to see how I'm going to react to the drugs. If you're going to react, it's usually the Taxol, and throughout the whole infusion, they monitor you because it's not necessarily, if you have a severe allergic reaction, it'll happen within the first few minutes of the administration, but it could also happen throughout the whole thing. Yeah. So anyway, um, the I've done some videos where I'm gonna look over them because I haven't, and I'll post them because that's who I am. I have nothing to hide or anything, and it's real, and it's me, and it's not scripted. So, but I was on Benadryl, and it wasn't as bad as the first time, Ashley, when I was talking about Kermit the Frog Christmas hat and how much I loved the nurse and how much I loved her hat. Yeah, it wasn't that bad this time, but you could tell. Oh yes, the social worker came up and saw us. She's lovely. Absolutely. And again, I have to reiterate, she just reminds me so much of Angie Carr. Oh my gosh, that soft, loving warmth to her. Angie has that, and it's just easy to talk to and easygoing and but smart and informative and comforting. And I'm glad she came. I really felt better. And anyway, I have to send her some information, right? Some information. I have to send my banking information so I can get the money into my account. Oh my goodness, sorry. I have stuff in my eye, I think. Anyway, so that was my first day. Once it's all over, said and done, they disconnect you. Oops, you can't see that. Can you see? So I have my bandage. I was bleeding. And it was funny because they said, oh, wow, when you took it out, did she explode? And the nurse was like, no. I guess when they take your IV out of this, some people go, I didn't. I did bleed quite a bit, and I asked her if that was normal, and she said yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. What else? I didn't really talk to a lot of people today. I ended up by talking to the lady beside me, which was, she was nice. She's very French, but very, very nice. Not saying that the French aren't nice, God. But at first I didn't think she could speak English, but she did quite well. And she was a really quite a nice support near the end of it, because she was just saying, like, this was her 4th infusion. She has 2 more to go. I'll probably see her the next time. It'd be nice if I'm beside her. And I noticed that there was a few people that came over and saw her and talked to her, and it was a kind of like a little bit of a community. The same people, I guess, are on the same day, and you get to know people because you're all going through the same thing. And that's what she was saying, is that, take it one day at a time. Don't rush through it. You can't. Deal with what's on your plate right now, which I found to be quite comforting. I mean, Rich has been telling me that right from day one, but, I'm headstrong and I don't listen to anybody, but, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, oh yeah, how would you know? You're not going through it. And not in a snotty way, but he's always right, damn it. So, he was great being there because he was listening to what she had to say too. And we talked about it on the way home a little bit. It was very emotional. The whole day was very emotional. I was in and out of crying. While I was going through the actual infusion, I wasn't too bad. I slept. And, oh, God, you sleep for a good hour, hour and a half. And I mean out. And, but when it's all said and done and stuff, like when we were driving home and I made it through the first day, and he was like, my warrior, and he was so proud of me that, I cry again, that, I did it and I was courageous. And it's one step closer to not necessarily getting better, but one step closer to, well, I guess, yeah, better. Not 100%, because I'll never be 100%, but
that much better, then we're going to shrink it and, you know, and carry on and deal with the next time something like this happens, because it's inevitable that it will happen again. So I need to get used to all this stuff and talk to a lady who has been doing this for 8 years. I think it was 8 or 12 years. I'm sorry, I can't remember. And she's had them all over the place, and she still does. It's like it's part of her life now. And she goes through the treatments and stuff like that, and then she goes back to work for a while, and then the next thing happens, and she does it all over again. And it's almost like it's a part of your life, like waking up and having coffee. Oh, I get to have coffee, at least one, because it's dehydrating, and that's what they don't want. Oh yes, I have to drink a whole bunch of water, which I have to do tonight. And the key to drinking the water is obviously to flush everything out of your system. But the faster you can do that, the least amount of side effects you'll have. So anyway, while I was going through it, I had to. Sorry, I keep playing with this little Kleenex. When I was going through it, not kidding. You have to urinate like every 15 to 30 minutes. It's crazy. I made it. I go to the bathroom. I come back. I sit down. I just get comfortable. It's like, damn it, gotta go again. And up I am. And the lady beside me, that's how we started talking, because she said, oh yeah, her too, right? And I was like, holy. And then the nurse said, well, yeah, we're putting a lot of fluids into you. So, and I'm like, okay. And plus, I was drinking as well, drinking water as well. So anyway, that was my first infusion. It was interesting. I mean, you have to go through it to subside your anxieties and stuff. I'm sure the next time I'll still be just as anxious. Well, wasn't super anxious, but the unknown. I'll always have that anxiety about shit when they put this crap into me. What's going to happen? So the first one went pretty good so far. Next 2 to 3 days are when all my side effects are going to hit. Might not be vlogging, might not be on Facebook, might not be vlogging. It depends on if I'm that sick. So I am going to start exercising and stuff. They want you to do that, stay as active as possible. And Rich is going to be great with that. Today, not so much because of all the Benadryl and stuff in my system. Feeling a little bit woozy in the head, because that's what Benadryl does to me. It makes me loopy and really like, so, and my footing is not grounded. That's how I feel. So, like I'm floating. Not as bad, but I still feel a little bit. Every once in a while, I get like this floating effect, and it's like, whoa. And I don't like that, because it reminds me too much of vertigo. Don't want that ever. So anyway, that's about it. I'm sure I probably forgot something, and I'll remember. But if you don't hear from me in the next few days, that's why. I'll be going through the horrific side effects. Yay. Let's just hope, pray, chant, whatever you got to do, whatever you believe in, that the gods have taken it easy on me and won't strike me down with their lightning bolts. And yes, you're going to be sick as a dog. No. Let's hope that they don't do that. And they say, hey, give her a break. That would be really nice. So anyway, that's it for right now. I had to figure out a routine for the next time. And like I said, the first time is the hardest because you don't know what to expect. So next time around, don't fast. But I think taking it easy with eating and stuff, light meals and things like that would be nice. Like yogurt, and yeah, I gotta be careful of fruit because of the steroids. Oh, I talked to the pharmacist. He said not to worry too much because I'm on such a short regimen of the steroids. Yes, they'll go up and stuff like that, and to just check my blood sugars and all that bunch of jazz, and put in the insulin. Here, you can't see me. Put the insulin in I do a ratio of 1.5 to 1. So that's 1.5 units of insulin to either one carb, or I'm on a sliding scale and I have a base. So from 7 till 10, if my blood sugars are 7 to 10, I take 1 unit. If they're 10 to 13, I have it written down because I can never remember. So 10.1 to, let's say, 13, then I take 2 units. That kind of thing, and it goes up, 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 up. So, for instance, let's say my blood sugar is at 7.5 before dinner. So I will take 1 unit of insulin for that. That's like a base for me. Now, I have to, this is the hard part about diabetes, you have to know what you're going to eat prior. And so let's say I'm going to have Kraft dinner and some vegetables and a little bit of meat. And maybe I'm going to have some ice cream after, or a Jello or a cookie or something, right? So I have a thing on my fridge that tells me what 1 carb is. 15 grams of carbohydrate is 1 unit of insulin. So a half a cup of pasta is 1 gram of carbs. So if I'm going to eat a whole box of Kraft dinner and that's all I'm going to eat, you're looking at, I don't know because I've never really done it, probably 6 units, let's say 6 units. So I would take, I'm between 7 and 10, I'm at 7.4, so I take 1, and then 6 units, so that's 7 units. And then the ice cream, depending on how much you eat, let's say it's a count of 2 carbs. So where am I at? 7, 9, that's 9 units. And then let's say I have a glass of milk, or, the cookie, whatever. Milk is also considered a carbohydrate. If you have peas are considered a carbohydrate. Beans are considered a carbohydrate. Squash, spaghetti squash, acorn squash, winter squash, carbohydrate. Those are your vegetables. Carrots are carbohydrate. Potatoes. So you have to take into account when you're eating dinner how much of everything you're going to have. And then you have to do it to a ratio. So with the prednisone, with this Dexa, whatever it's called, the steroid, I had to do it with prednisone too, or as well. With this thing, I've never taken this before. It's a lot more concentrated steroid. So when I got home, my blood sugars, and I hadn't eaten hardly anything all day, was at 16.4. That's really high. So this stuff is really strong. So the pharmacist said that I'm going to be high. I take 2 tomorrow and then 2 the next day. So it's only 3 days where I'm on this stuff. But like I said, quite potent. And I have a feeling that the side effects of that is on Sunday I start coming off it. That's going to be horrific as well. You get dizziness, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation. The aggression comes out then because you're just like, it's like you're drug sick. And your best bet is to Google what drug sickness is, or if you know someone who's actually been a drug addict and come off their drugs, what that's like. It's like they're dying. So I don't think it'll be that bad, but from what I understand, the different side effects and things like that, and people I've talked to, it sounds like drug sickness to me. So, yay! But I'll work through that. The other thing too is, so the pharmacist said, for your blood sugars to be a little bit high in the teens is okay, just for that short period of time because of what I'm going through. But if it gets higher, wow, because the last time when I was on the prednisone, stupid me, I ate, it was a peanut butter with honey on bread. Went up to like 23 or 25.5 or some ridiculous amount. Oh, jeepers. So, and you have to be careful with your insulin because when you're on steroids, so right now, let's say I'm at 7, and within an hour of taking a steroid, I could be at like 20. So you take your insulin, and steroids work almost like a climbing scale. So they come up, they peak, then they start to come back down. So 3 o'clock in the morning, I have to wake up and check my blood sugars. And let's say I'm at 15. That's really high. I shouldn't be at 15. So I have to take some insulin to counteract it, right? Well, because I'm almost at the bottom of that scale where the steroid is stopping. It's it's becoming weaker. So I take, let's say, 4 units of insulin to counteract 15, right? I'm just off the top of my head. That isn't what I would do. I would take something different. Well, 3. Anyway, so you take 3 units of insulin. Well, in a couple of hours or 3 or 4 hours, you're going to wake up. And what can happen in those 3 or 4 hours is that your blood sugars can go from 15 to like 4 because the steroid is leaving your system. Because it starts to do that. It climbs and then it booms. So I could wake up and be 3 or 4. My blood sugars could be at 3 or 4, and that's pretty dangerous. But 4 is not too bad. Not good for a diabetic. For a normal person, yeah. So your optimum is to be at 5. For me, anyway. So 3 and 4 is not great for me, and I would. So he said, we'd rather you be a little bit high than go low. And the pharmacist at the hospital said the same thing too. Stay a little bit high. It's not going to do a significant amount of damage to any of my organs doing this for a few days. So I was like, okay, no problem. Just if I get into the 20s, take a hit of insulin. Take 1 unit or take 2 units. Wait an hour. Take your blood sugar count again and see if it's changed. So yeah, have to watch that. So, and then of course, yeah, this is everything that I've learned in the diabetic world. It's not fun. It's a full-time job. On top of cancer, I have 2 full-time jobs. Yay! And then it's too big. So I have to wrap this up. Anyway, I don't get paid for my diabetes or my cancer. Damn it. Anyway, that's that for now. I'm going to sign off. I might do one again before I go to bed. But I don't want to overdo it too much because there's a lot of other videos that I've done today. So I'm going to link them all together on my computer, post them up, and then you guys will see everything. Oh, there. See, that's where my IV was. So they're not going to give me a pick or report because I'm not coming in every single day. I'm only coming in once every 3 weeks. So anyway, guys, thanks for everything today. I'm really glad you all were there. And your love and support are very, very, very much appreciated. It's like you were all, I get all weepy. It's like you were all around the bed with me today. Thank you so much. Wow. And Rich's friends texting him because they don't have my phone number. Thank you guys for everything. I tell you, you guys touch my heart. It means so much to me, okay? Thanks. I love you all. I'll talk to you later. Peace out. That's my new thing. Peace out. Fight like a girl. Bye.